Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is going to be totally different from the norm, and it's because of the kind of questions I get lately. Like because of the kind of videos I make on relocation and everything, I tend to get so many questions, even the ones that are so unexpected. And today we'll be discussing, is more like a question. Should you move abroad with a fiance or fiancé? You guys are not married. Is it possible to move together, or should you move? I don't know how I'm going to put it, but we are just going to be discussing all that in today's video. So yeah, in case you're new here, my name is Blessing and I make videos on motherhood, beauty, business, lifestyle, and recently I started making videos on migration, studying abroad, because I recently moved to the UK and I've been documenting my lifestyle and just life in general. So please consider subscribing at the end of this video, because I know you will like what you see. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, it's totally free and it means the whole world to me. So biko, subscribe. Let's get right into today's video, guys. So this question came like from 3 different people almost at the same time. That was sometime last week or last 2 weeks, I'm not sure again. So to me, I would have thought it was maybe they are the same people asking me the same question, but one of those questions came from a relative, and I'm like, I think for 3 different people to contact me and ask me about this same question, then maybe it's something that's been going on. Let's talk about it. So now, should you move with your fiance or fiancé? Somebody you want to get married to. Now, most young people have, see, as I'm saying young people as if I'm old. Well, most young people have the plans to move abroad, and it's a great thing. It's a good thing that you want to move abroad, you want to start your life abroad. So, but there are certain steps they are forgetting. Like when they ask me those questions, I just realized that they are forgetting some major parts of the thing. Now you're not married, you both are not married, you want to move. Even someone told me they already applied to school, just that those schools were expensive, that's why they did not take it. I'm like, if you're planning to travel together, you must do these things first. I mean, someone is coming as the other person's dependent. You have to get married. That's just it. And one person told me, are you serious? Like, we have to get married. Can't I use my father's name and do the thing? Because the issue only falls on the female. And when we want to migrate with the student route, people always prefer the wife to do it. Yes, it's mostly the women that do it, so that the men will be able to come over and work full-time because of the restriction on the visa. The issue always falls on the women. You have to change your name. So I'm like, no, there are steps you need to take before starting the process at all, before starting the whole process. Biko, I'm begging you in the name of God. Like, when I started doing the breakdown, they were like, oh, that's true. Someone was like, oh, that's true. And I'm like, what were you thinking before? So now, these are the steps you need to take. If you plan to travel, you are young people, young couple, or no, not couple yet, you are about to be married, and these are the steps. Now, if you're planning to do, like, let's say we are in June and you want to do for September, you might reconsider applying for January. So you have enough time to do whatever you want to do. Now, first of all, you now have planned to move abroad as young couple. You want to move abroad. This moving abroad, this immigration, has a lot to do with money. So you don't, unless you have a lot of money to spend, then you don't have business doing any big wedding again. or doing, you know, the way we do wedding in Nigeria, big wedding, everything. You don't have business doing big wedding again. I rather advise you save those money for the future, since you already have plans. So my first advice to you is to first of all go and do registry. Now, for the Igbos, depending on your tradition, we all have different traditions, especially in Nigeria. So you might want to consider going to pay the bride price and doing, paying of bride price doesn't really mean just paying that particular money. Most times bride price is like even 10 naira or 20 naira for some culture. But what I mean is doing everything that you need to do as for your wife's family as the marriage rites, like the list, doing everything on the list, and just getting married traditionally. Now, you really don't have to do a party unless you really want to, unless you have the money to do it. So just go on, pay all the things you need to pay on your wife's head. Or if you are the female, if you are a female making this inquiry or watching this video, make sure your husband to be comes and do everything that needs to be done on your head, and then you go on and do your registry. Because after traditional wedding, most times is court wedding, you do your registry, which is the main important cocoa thing. Then once you do your registry, carry your certificate immediately and go and do your change of name. Do a court affidavit, change your name from Miss to Mrs. Your surname, change it, and then when they do the court affidavit for you, they will also do a newspaper publication for you. So once you've done these two things, you've changed your name officially. The next step is for you to now take those documents and go and change the name on your passports. Now, you probably have a passport already, unless maybe you don't have a passport before, then you're making a fresh passport, you now make it with your husband's name. But if you already have a fresh passport, you need to do a renewal and change that name, your former name, to your husband's name. So now, once you're doing all this, then you have time. Once you do that court wedding, which is the main thing, and you're already using your certificates for this change of name documents, then you cannot have time to like prepare for your white wedding if you want to do it. For some people, they will just use that their court wedding as their church wedding. Just wear their gown, snap picture that day, and do a reception afterwards. So this all depends on your preference. I'm just telling you the important thing, which is why we are having this discussion. Right? So you just make sure you do all these things, and then once you've done this change of name, which is the most important thing, then you can now go ahead and start the school application. You can now start applying for school with your new name. Just start from the very beginning. For some people, they'll think, okay, let me just start applying to schools first, then afterwards, when it's time for visa documentation and everything, you now start doing change of name. You might have issue. Your caste might come and it will come with your father's name, which is not your new name, and you need your name and your husband's name to tally in the document, because they are coming to join you, or they are going with you as your dependent. So you don't want any form of complication when you are doing all those process. So start from the very beginning, change all your name where necessary, and start the school application. So let me repeat it again. Make sure you do all the change of name before you start your school application, before you start applying to schools. So now you might say, what about my old documents, my other certificates? They have my father's name, which is okay. Mine has it too. All my documents before I got married, which is my first degree, all my certificate has my father's name in it. So now, when you are now submitting your documents, the proof you have for those changes is your marriage certificate and mostly marriage certificate, because most times you will not even need the court affidavit thing again, because for your marriage certificate already shows everything. In your marriage certificate, they will write your former name and write your new name. So why you need that court affidavit is mostly because you need to change the name on your passport. So that's why you need that court affidavit mostly. But when you're applying to school, the main thing you need is your marriage certificate as proof of change of name, which is in your passport and then your certificate. So that will cover it. So now, make sure you do all these things before you start applying to schools. So by the time you're applying to schools, you are not having any issue with name or anything, because once you get to the process of visa process, where you have to mention that you're coming with a dependent and all those process, I have videos on all the visa process, school application, visa process. I have a whole playlist on all those things. I'll put the link up here, so you go check those videos out in case you need it for your visa application, school application and everything. So the main thing is that make sure you change all the names on your documents. Please change it before applying to school, not after applying to school. Change it before applying to schools, because most times that name that you used in applying to school is what is registered under their system. Even if maybe later you finally change it, your cast might come and it will come with that first name you applied with. So you don't just want to take any chances. If you plan to move abroad with your fiance or fiancé and you guys are planning to get married, please get married and get your marriage certificates before applying to schools. I don't know if there's any other thing I've not mentioned in this video, but I personally decided to make this video just in case, for like 3 people to ask me the same question, then which means other people are also planning this type of thing, and it's a good thing that you're moving. Like, you can just do the normal regular paying of bride price, like I said earlier. Do your registry, use your registry as your white wedding if you wish to, depending on your family, and everybody have their own different preference anyway. So just do your court wedding, which is the main thing. Get your certificate. If you like party, if you like don't, I mean, you're going to start up a new life together as a young couple abroad, which is a good thing. So you need all the money, all the support you can get to go there. So don't go on and start spending money on doing party except you have enough money for that. Even for some people, they plan to just do their normal traditional rites. Like one of the person I spoke with, they plan to just do their normal traditional rite and just do the court wedding, and then when they have money later, they might decide to just do the white wedding here in the UK, or they might decide to travel and do the white wedding. So it now depends on your preference anyway. I just thought I should make this video to clear out this confusion in some people. Please don't make the mistake of starting something and then later you start doing change of name and all those things. Especially for visa process, is important. You might skip it in school, or you just somehow get lucky and then school only. But you see, visa process, all those name difference and everything, they are always very keen on those things. So you don't want to make a mistake or do something that will make them deny you visa, and you just spend money and efforts for no reason. So yeah, I just thought I should do this video to clarify that. I never thought this would be like a topic to discuss, but because of the kind of question I'm getting, I had to discuss it. I hope this video has been able to help somebody out there. If it has, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.